Hi, and welcome to Rational Expressions Day 3. Today we're going to do some review of factoring and some operations with polynomials. Nothing that you've never seen before. So, some factoring review. For number one, remember the first thing we always look for is a GCF. And I have a GCF of 4C here. And when I factor out a 4C, I'm left with c squared minus 9x squared. And looking inside my parentheses, that is a difference of two perfect squares. So it's going to break down one more time. So it is 4c and then parentheses, and another set of parentheses, c plus 3x and c minus 3x. For number two, that is not the difference of two perfect squares, but it is a trinomial. This one is a little bit different in that I have y to the fourth and y to the second instead of y squared and y to the first. And I just treat that the same way as I would a regular trinomial. So in the front of my parentheses, instead of y and y, it'll be y squared and y squared. And then what are my factors of 18 that subtract to give me 2, or 7, sorry. So that is 9 and 2. Larger number takes the sign in the middle, so it's minus 9 plus 2. And when I look at that, then y squared minus 9 is a difference of two perfect squares again. So it's y plus 3, y minus 3. And then y squared plus 2 is not a difference of two perfect squares, so it is not factorable. For the next one, 5x squared minus 5ax plus 60a squared, I am going to look for a GCF, and my GCF is 5. And when I factor it out, I'm left with x squared minus ax plus 12. And are there any factors of 12 that add up to 1? And the answer is no. Actually, that should be 12a squared. My bad. Let's fix that. 12a squared. Again, any factors of 12 that add up to negative 1? The answer is no. For number 4 is our factor by grouping. So I need to multiply the 6 by the negative 5, and that gives me negative 30. And my factors of negative 30 are negative 1 and 30, negative 2 and 15, negative 3 and 10, negative 5 and 6. And then I would have 1 and negative 30. Okay, so it's 1 and negative 30, 2 and negative 15, 3 and negative 10, and 5 and negative 6. So which pair, when I add them up, do I get negative 13? Well, that would be negative 2 and 15. So I need to rewrite my equation as 6y squared plus 2y minus 15y minus 5. And then we need to group and group. My GCF here is 2y. I'm left with 3y plus 1. And my GCF there is negative 5. So I'm left with 3y plus 1. So now my new GCF is 3y plus 1. And what was left over is 2y minus 5. Alright, that was just factoring review. Operations with polynomials. First thing we're going to do is add polynomials. When we add, we simply combine like terms. So I have 2a minus 3b plus c over 0a plus 5b minus 6c. I'm not sure if you have the 0a on your paper, I don't remember. But anyway, when we combine like terms, just add the columns. So positive 1 and a negative 6 is negative 5c. A negative 3b and a positive 5b is a plus 2b. And 2a plus 0a is still 2a. And that's all you do with that one. For the one right below it, 3b minus a plus 2a minus 3c. When I have a plus sign in between parentheses, I can simply throw out the parentheses, so it's really just 3b minus a plus 2a minus 3c. Come up like terms, so I will get a plus 33c. Oops. Hang on. I can't even read my own handwriting. Yikes. Hang on. Okay. So let's try this again. If I combine my like terms, I have a negative 2a and a positive 3a, or positive 2a, so I would just get a, positive 1a, and nothing to combine with the 3b, so plus 3b, and then nothing to combine with the c, so minus 3c. When you are subtracting, and the first example, they don't put the minus sign in for you. So whenever you do a subtraction sign, you must put a minus sign in front of what you're subtracting. So when I do that, it changes everything on the inside to its opposite side. So it becomes a plus 8k and a minus 3. So now I just simply add. So a minus 3 and a positive 2 is a minus 1. And a positive 8k and a negative 3k is 5k. For the problem down below, when I have a negative out in front, make sure you distribute your negative and give everybody the negative sign. When I do that, I have 3x squared minus 8x plus 1 minus x squared plus 8x minus 2. When I go to combine like terms, 3x squared and a negative x squared is 2x squared. Negative 8x and a positive 8x cancel each other, and then a positive 1 and a negative 2 is negative 1. Excuse me. For multiplying, just do distribution. I'm going to have to multiply every term in the second set of parentheses by 2d. And to do that, I would get 2d cubed plus 6d squared minus 8d. And then I'm going to multiply everything by negative 6. So it's negative 6d squared minus 18d plus 24. So when all is said and done, I have 2d cubed. My 6d's cancel each other out. And I have minus 26d plus 24. The one below is just simply a FOIL, so 2y times 3y. So 2y times 3y is 6y squared. 2y times 1 is plus 2y. Negative 3 times 3y is negative 9y. And then negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Just combine like terms. and you will get 6y squared minus 7y minus 3. So for the next problem to divide, we use what I call the pretzel method. We divide the first two terms, or first term with the denominator, and then we divide the second term with the denominator. And when you look at it and you draw the rings around it, kind of resembles a pretzel. So I refer to this as the pretzel method. I hope you're not too hungry while you're doing this. So when I divide 28t cubed by 7t cubed. When you do that, you get 4. And then negative 21t to the fourth divided by 7t cubed would be negative 3t. All right. For the next one, there are a couple of different ways I can show you this one, but we'll just work with our factoring. And when I factor my numerator, I'll have x minus 3 and x plus 2 divided by x minus 3. And they both have an x minus 3 in common, so we're left with x plus 2. I'm not really worried if you didn't quite understand that one, because we're going to spend a lot of time doing problems like that. Okay. Simplify. You might need to flip your paper over, because I know I need to extend my paper to do this problem. All right. For this one, what we need to do is work our way out. Okay. My innermost parentheses, there are no like terms, so I take what's on the outside of that parenthesis and distribute it. So I have 3y, keep my bracket, 4y. I'm going to distribute that negative 3, so minus 3y, and then plus 6 minus 5. So I have 3y on the outside. When I combine like terms, I have 4y minus 3y. So that will just give me y. Hang on. Okay, as I was saying, 4y minus 3y is just y. And then 6 minus 5 is plus 1. And then I'm just going to take and distribute my 3y. And I will get 3y squared plus 3y. And that is my final answer. For the next one, I need to simplify what's inside the brackets first and then deal with this exponent on the outside. So first I need to distribute my 3. So I will have 3x minus 6 plus 5. Close the brackets and squared. So if I look at it again, this is 3x minus 1 and squared. So that means multiply it by another 3x minus 1. And when I do that, I will have 9x squared for there. For there I'll have minus 3x, another minus 3x, and finally a plus 1. Combine like terms, I will get 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. And that is it for today's notes. It was just an overall review of adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, polynomials, factoring, and simplifying. If you have any questions, make sure you're coming in to see me at lunch.